welcome to episode number 1011 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going there, sir?
Good. Another weekend, another volleyball tournament down.
Yeah, how'd this one turn out?
They did okay. They finished 10th overall in the province.
Yeah.
So not bad.
How many weeks of tournaments are there? Usually that's like the end of the whole thing, right?
So I mean, I don't know if volleyball's like this throughout the rest of North America, but it's not like a sport like baseball or hockey or something like that where you have like a season that leads up to a playoff or, you know, with random tournaments throughout. Yeah. Volleyball is played the only competitive time they have is during tournaments. So like they don't have like a regular cadence of sort of exhibition games or anything. It's like you practice and practice and practice, and then you just sign up for multiple tournaments. So this was the final tournament for Nova Scotia. And then in like 3 weeks, we need to talk, by the way, we're going to need a guest host probably in about 3 weeks because we're heading over to New Brunswick for nationals. And then
or it's just going to be me.
Or you could just sit here and talk into the microphone for an hour and a half.
I don't know that I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that.
But do the listeners want you to do that?
They don't. They definitely don't. I can read their minds. They don't want me to just sit here.
I think you're wrong.
For 90 minutes all by myself.
I think you're wrong.
Well, maybe. But I'm not going to do that anyway.
So anyway, we should get a guest host or something for that weekend because I'm pretty sure I won't be back in time. I have to check the schedule, but yeah.
I'll maybe our good friend Phil will come back.
That'd be hilarious. After all that, he comes back after like 3 weeks.
Oh, that'd be hilarious, yeah. You think he's got any kind of like FOMO or anything like
No, he doesn't care. What I think is silly that he wants us to believe that he's spending this time with his family and not building random Lego sets or playing with Transformers or whatever other stuff he's bought.
The funny thing was, I don't know if you picked up on this as well. We mentioned something during the show last week, and didn't he mention something in Slack about it? I was like, oh man, he's listening to the show.
I know.
Now? What?
Right?
What has happened?
Well, you know, it only took 1,000 episodes.
Only took that. Like he normally wouldn't listen to the shows even that he wasn't on. He wouldn't listen, but now I guess he is. So
that guy's the worst.
Hi, Phil.
I mean, hi, Phil.
Do you have a stamp on your hand there?
I do. It's to get into the volleyball tournament. The parents had to pay to get in, which is lame. But
pay to get in? What?
Well, a lot of these tournaments also double as fundraisers. So,
okay. Well,
yeah,
I see. Hey, I saw the Mario Galaxy movie.
Oh, how was it?
I liked it.
Yeah,
about as much as the first movie. That I thought it was a very entertaining film.
Mm-hmm. You're a big Chris Pratt fan, I know. So
yeah, right. Good way to spend 90 minutes. And this one, maybe even more than the last one, was very like action set piece, threaded together with some like just the basest of plots.
Okay.
And cool action sequences, but not a lot of substance. It's very fluffy stuff. Some good jokes, some good gags.
But was there enough wart in it for you?
There was enough wart. I mean, any wart is enough wart for me.
I know, but I just, you know, I know it's important to you. So
yeah, it is important to me. Yeah. And you know, not only was Wart in there, but Mouser and Claw Grip and Birdo.
Spoilers.
And the Ninjas were in there too. Like there was a whole fight sequence, basically.
Okay.
Where, if you were not familiar with Super Mario Brothers 2, you'd be like, what is this character and why are they interacting with this character? Like, I'm not quite sure what.
First of all, if you're not familiar with Super Mario Brothers 2, go get familiar with Super Mario Brothers 2.
Super Mario Brothers
That's a great game.
Yeah. I was just happy that it was in there, but it kind of emblematic of the whole movie where they're kind of like showing you little nods to Mario things or Nintendo things
Mm-hmm.
and cameos. Obviously, they um, had hyped up the Star Fox one, the Fox McCloud one.
Yeah.
But there's another one at the end that I was very happy with and had a sensible chuckle about.
I've got to go. I mean, I've got to see this, obviously. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I'm going
won't
to go
spoil
to
it.
theaters and see it, but I do have to go see it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was fun.
Cool.
I wasn't like, oh man, that's 90 minutes of my time that I'll never get back.
Well, I mean, you got to go in with right expectations, right? Like I've heard people sort of crapping on the movie, but from everything I've heard, it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's not like, the greatest film ever or anything like that.
No,
so if you go in with the right expectations,
was it ever going to be that?
Right. Exactly.
And I think we all watched films when we were younger that, when watched today, realized they don't have any substance either, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I am wondering though. So the Super Mario Brothers movie and then the Mario Galaxy movie, a good 90 minutes of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
No problems there. Well, 2027, we're going to have the Legend of Zelda movie.
Yeah.
And what is that going to be like? It can't be, to my mind, it can't just be the same setup as the Mario movie or Mario Galaxy movie where
I'm trying to remember, is the Zelda movie going to be live action?
It's live action, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a big difference anyway. But I agree with you. It can't just be kind of like, hey, look, it's a Zelda movie. Yeah, because that works. I think that works for Mario because it's Mario.
Yeah.
Kind of the way it works for Sonic, right? Like they're big, famous mascot cartoon characters. I don't think Zelda and Link have the same cachet with the general public as Sonic or Mario does. So, yeah, I agree with
That's
you.
true.
It needs to have a little more substance to it.
It does, and I hope it has that. I was surprised that we didn't get a trailer already for the Zelda movie, considering it comes out in like a year.
Yeah.
And to me, the Mario Galaxy movie is like prime place for you to
you would think
show off the Zelda movie, but that didn't happen yet. So yeah. It did, however, inspire me to play some Star Fox.
Some Star Fox.
Original SNES.
Wow.
Star Fox, which I have not played in a long time. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Sure.
But man, it chugs so bad. Like some bits. And then also the ship blocks your view so much in that game. It's like I had to switch to the cockpit view a bunch of times where you just have the reticle on the screen to like correctly play or like to feel that I was playing skillfully. I need the reticle, apparently.
I'm surprised. So as someone who suffers from motion sickness, how did that low frame rate treat you?
Actually, it wasn't bad at all.
Really?
I didn't get anything from playing Star Fox. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even, there was not even an inkling that it would be rough on me.
Now, if you want a real test, now go play Hard Driving on the Genesis.
Oh, I think I'd be fine with Hard Driving, actually.
You're damn right you would.
I think I'd be fine with the frame rate there. And I think there was like an emulated version where they fixed the frame rate of it, where it's 60 frames a second
really?
the entire way through. I think, but obviously it's not that way on NSO, which is where I played it.
Right.
So I'm towards the end of the final stage with Andros, and when I finished it back in the day, I only did that like center, because it gives you like a map, right?
Yeah.
Map of the galaxy.
I'd forgotten about that
until
this moment.
You have 3 different paths you can go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going the center path, which I think is the only way that I finished it on cartridge back in the 90s also.
I don't know if that was the path I took, but I know I've only ever finished that game once.
Yeah, I'm curious. I think I will go back and go to the other two paths just to see what those are like.
And then are you going to head to Star Fox 2? Since that's on NSO as well, right?
So. Yeah, it's on NSO. The unreleased Star Fox 2. I'm curious about it. I think I will play it and kind of see what all the hubbub's about with that.
That even talking about that game always just makes me think of Andy Barron.
Star Fox 2?
Just because he used to talk about that all the time. Or not all the time, but he'd bring it up fairly frequently about how he because Star Fox 2 was shown at CES one year, right? In a playable form. And he played through it. He played through it.
Finished
whatever was there. Yeah. I think in preparation for he was working at EGM 2 at the time, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably in preparation for a strategy guide was probably the plan. But I just every time, because I probably knew that it had been playable at a CES that was way before my time in the games press, and I didn't grow up in the Chicago area, so I didn't get a chance to just go to the summer CES or anything like that. But yeah, I just always thought that was kind of cool. It's like, man, that's because when I met him, he would talk about that, and that was when I was first starting out with a professional gig in the games press. I'd just been doing website stuff up to that point, and it's like, man, this is the kind of stuff that if you got your own website, you don't really get to do. So, although you would have, I guess, if you lived in Chicago. But either way,
I think that was when E3. Cool. I think E3 had already started by that time.
Oh, okay, so maybe that was it. But either way,
E3.
My point being just that it was a very I associate Star Fox 2 with Andy. Every time I see it, every time I hear of it, I just immediately think of Andy Barron, who sadly has passed away, obviously. But he was one of the first people I met when I started working at Ziff Davis. Yeah, I sat right next to him. My cubicle was right next to him at Expert Gamer.
Yes, it was.
Cyberboy,
Andy Barron. And then I probably will go on to Star Fox 64, which I only ever played a little bit of in the EGM office. I never played through it or anything like that. I never owned it.
I remember buying that game. Was that the first game with the Rumble Pack? Didn't Star Fox 64 come with the Rumble Pack?
Did it come with it?
I'm pretty sure it did.
It might have. Yeah,
I want to say it did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, there's a rumor that we're going to get a new Star Fox game this year. Yes. So I wanted to bone up on my Star Fox. Yeah. And then I played. This is how deep down a Star Fox web hole I got. I downloaded Wild Blue Skies, the demo of it, on Steam, and it's a Chuhai Labs game. And Giles Goddard is one of the people who worked on the original Star Fox.
Okay, from Argonaut.
Labs is his company.
Okay.
So it's very reminiscent of Star Fox. And so I downloaded the demo and played a little bit of that as well.
Just FYI, and for the chat, yes, Star Fox 64 was bundled. That was the first game to support the Rumble Pack.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. But anyway, I'm in the mood for some Star Fox. What can I say?
So it's funny because as I'm sitting here saying Star Fox 2, I always associate Star Fox 2 with Andy. I always associate Star Fox Adventures with you. And recently, Victor Lucas of Electric Playground has been, or he streamed Star Fox Adventures recently on EPN because I don't know if anyone knows this actually, but I want to call this out because I do love it. So EPN is the Electric Playground Network, which is Victor Lucas's YouTube channel. They have a deal with a video game company or a video game retailer that sponsors this. But one of the universities in Canada is actually upscaling old episodes of Electric Playground and now also Judgment Day, which was their review-focused show from Electric Playground.
Uh-huh.
And they post new episodes every Saturday morning. And I love it. I will sit and watch, right now they're in the early 2000s. I think they're in 2002 right now. But anyway, what he tends to do is whatever one of the big games is that's on the episode that week, he'll like stream some of it. So Star Fox, they were at E3 showing off Star Fox Adventures / Dinosaur Planet, and that was the cover. That's what they were covering in that episode, that particular episode, a couple of weeks ago. So he was streaming Star Fox Adventures, and I kind of jumped on and was chatting with the crowd there for a while. And like I say, that game reminds me of you so much. Again, I just associate that game with you. So
because it's terrible.
Yeah,
because it's a terrible game.
Because you feel so strongly about it.
I do. I feel strongly about it, and I know there are people who love it out there, and I can't get over some of the like weird game design choices in that game that are so like player antagonistic, and it's just bad.
It's very rare.
Yeah, I mean it's rare, but it's also like the first. A lot of the things they did was because of seek time on a disc for the first time. Right?
I vividly remember the whole, like, when you want to go to the store, you had to run into like a cave or something, climb up over this little ledge and drop in behind it. And that was how you got into this. I think it was the store.
No, exactly. There's a store. So you go down this long hallway, you have to fall down a little pit and then go to a ladder, climb up it, and then run down the rest of the long hallway.
And it was all in the name of streaming
the
open world
to hide the loading time or whatever. And it's like, that is so bad and blatant.
It was the like 2002 version of squeezing through a narrow pathway in a third person action game now.
Yeah, but even that now doesn't take as long as it.
No, it doesn't.
The damn store,
and it's automatic, which is nice because in Star Fox you had to input the commands to do all that stuff, and it's just like ugh.
And there are so many other examples in that game of that same thing where clearly they're trying to hide the loading time by just adding something in there, and it just does not work for me. It does not work.
No.
But anyway, let's talk about some news.
I mean, we're here. Why not?
We're here. Why not? Exactly. Well, hey, we got some new games on NSO. 3 new games. We're all
3 classics.
They were published by Namco in Japan. So we got Pac-Man for the NES. We got Mendel's Palace, which is developed by Game Freak.
I'm trying to remember. I know I played Mendel's Palace, but
I loaded it up. I did not know what I was doing, and the game doesn't really I need to read what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, the old days when you actually did need to read the manual sometimes.
Yeah. You need to read the manual because I have no idea.
Not Mendel's Palace.
What are you trying to do? Yeah. I just don't know. So I'm sure it's something super easy, and I just wasn't doing whatever they wanted me.
I have no memory of this game at all.
Me neither. I never played it.
The name and the box art. That's all.
The name and the box art. Yeah, and then Tower of Jiraga from Namco, which never came out in the U.S. on cart.
Now there's a game that I associate with Jeremy Parrish.
Release. Oh yeah,
because he did a big video on Jiraga, and he brings it up. He used to bring it up a lot. So that and Xevious he used to bring up.
I've never really played Tower of Jiraga. I know it's a classic, but
I think it's a classic mostly for what it represents.
Yeah.
The gameplay style, which don't even ask me what that is, but I don't know that it's a very good game.
No. Well, it's listed as a precursor to Zelda or some.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. It's an influential game.
It's an influential game, yes. Yeah.
But
don't know that I would call it a good game, but
yeah. And hey, Rhythm Heaven Groove. They have been very silent about this game since it was announced last year. But on Nintendo Today, we got a new gameplay trailer.
I never got into these games.
Slice Dice Kitchen. Oh, no?
No, I don't know why. I feel like it's something that I should love.
I mean, it's very WarioWare adjacent. I mean, it's the same team that does it, where the gameplay is very simple and you're pressing buttons to the rhythm, but then it always throws in some kind of twist at the end. So yeah, you're pressing A. In this video, you're pressing A to catch the tomatoes that are being thrown at you to the beat. and there's a little like tell right beforehand, so you know exactly when you're supposed to catch them.
Okay.
And you have a little like practice session beforehand, and then they throw you into it. And the actual
The animation we're watching is great.
The act of doing it is a little different. They usually try to like change something about the visuals or something like that. And it's usually great. This one looks great. I mean, it's the very simple animation style, usually very catchy music. And I'm looking forward to it. It comes out on July 2nd. I have already pre-ordered it.
Nice.
I'm ready for it. And this is a Switch 1 game. This is not a Switch 2 game.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I mean, who can afford a Switch 2?
Well, and the same with Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which comes out this week, is a Switch 1.
Speaking of Switch games in this week, my daughter moves back home from school this week. She's done her first year. And I think that means we'll probably pull the trigger on Pokopia. Because I know she really wants to play it.
You should.
So, yeah.
You could play it with your daughter. It could be a daddy-daughter game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think she'll want that, but she's 18. She's not a little girl. She's, she wants to do her own thing.
Sure. But I mean, there's the game, and it has like a separate quest or whatever. But then there's also like an island that you can do separately with other people if you want to. It's kind of like a blank slate, and
other people are the worst, though. Generally,
yes. But when they're related to you, it usually is okay. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, my kids are great.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. My kids are great.
Well,
anyway.
Speaking of great.
Yeah.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was rated for the Switch 2 in Taiwan. Great. Currently, it's only available on the Switch via cloud gaming. So you download a client and you can play it via the cloud right now.
Okay.
So maybe they'll be putting it out as a full game, like a native Switch 2 game. That would be very interesting.
I mean, that happens. It's a great game.
It's a fantastic game. Yeah. And should be played. And it got me thinking, like, we are seeing companies like Ubisoft doing these 60 frames per second updates to old Assassin's Creed games. And I'm wondering, like, could Guardians of the Galaxy like benefit from some updates under the hood and a new, like, renewed push on Switch 2? Or if there was like a PS5 Pro PSSR upgrade for it?
I don't know, right? Because
it'd be very interesting.
I mean, listen, it's a great game.
It is a great game.
And any chance for more people to experience it is worthwhile, obviously.
Yes.
But I feel like that game's not old enough to make it, I don't know, like you're talking about PS5 Pro and stuff. I don't know that it would feel new. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's not going to feel new. Of course not. Like, but upgraded visuals, you don't think?
I'm saying I don't know that the upgrade would be that great.
Probably not.
Maybe.
But for more people to play it?
More people to play it, sure. Yeah.
I want that to happen because it is a good game. I mean, and that's such a weird case of when they announced it and everything they showed of that game up to the release was just so bad.
Yeah, boy. I remember thinking and probably saying on the show that they just looked like dollar store versions of the MCU actors. And
yes,
like I that game was such a pleasant surprise. I mean, I was never not going to play it because it was Marvel and it was Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was, very into all that stuff at the time. But I remember going into it thinking like, ooh, I don't know.
I don't think any of us were. I don't think any of us were like, yes, day one, gonna buy that. Everybody. If anyone was any of us were interested in playing it at all, it was like, I'll wait for a deep discount. And
right. But man,
play it. But then it reviewed and then
I think we all called it our game of the year that year, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good.
It is so good and so underrated.
Yeah.
What did it get on Metacritic? Let me see.
Not high enough.
Metacritic Guardians of the Galaxy game. It got an 80.
That's not bad, but I think it's definitely worthy of a higher score.
I think it's definitely worthy of a higher score on Metacritic. 80. That feels low for what it turned out to be. But yeah, I'm glad I gave it a shot after.
Oh God, yeah.
Hearing some reviews, so
yeah,
pretty happy about that. All right, we got a new look at Castlevania Belmont's Curse.
Yes.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Oh man, I'm so excited for this game.
Yes. Let me see if I can bring up the.
I've never played anything by this company because I didn't play. What was their big game?
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells. I didn't play Dead Cells.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a new Castlevania. It's so weird. I was thinking about this today because and we'll talk about this in what you've been playing. But I've spent the last week playing Darwin's Paradox, which was fantastic, really good. And then, getting ready for the show and saw that you'd put this trailer on the outline. It's like, man, it's 2026 and like two of my most anticipated games are Konami games. It's been a long time.
Darwin's Paradox and Castlevania.
Yeah.
Belmont's Curse. Okay.
It's been a long time since that's been a thing.
That's true.
Remakes, sure. Like the Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And, like they've done a great job with their collections with like Contra and Gradius and the Castlevania collections and everything. But I mean, these are two original games. Yeah. And that's not a thing I've been excited about from Konami for a long time.
Right.
It used to be just a standard. I mean, Konami, they were such a powerhouse.
Yeah. It seems like they're
coming back.
Getting good again, maybe. Yeah. They saw what Capcom was doing and like, we can do that.
Yeah.
We've got IP we can use.
The health club and slot machine industries might be on the downturn. Is that
they might be. Yeah. No, I think this looks great. Just the hand-drawn graphics of everything. Like everything's so smooth. The backgrounds look great. The environments look great. The action looks really impressive. If you have not played the Dead Cells Castlevania update, I would strongly recommend.
Yeah, I should.
Because it was quite impressive. I quite enjoyed it. I know Phil did as well, but Phil also loves Dead Cells.
Yeah. I think like the other thing too, and I realize these are two different companies, but boy, just watching the animation and the combat here, it's really giving me Shinobi vibes. The Art of Vengeance, which was of course one of my favorite games last year. So I'm just so excited for this game.
Yeah, no date yet.
I know.
It's 2026 and it's looking awesome.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, yes. And then a bit of sad news that the creator of Double Dragon, Yoshihisa Kishimoto, has passed away at 64.
Only in his 60s. So that is, two really surprising things here. That he passed away in his mid 60s. I don't know if he was sick or something like that. Yeah. But also the creator of Double Dragon was only in his mid 60s.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. That's really young. It's really young to pass away. And it's really young considering the games that he's linked to. I mean, it's not just Double Dragon. I mean, before Double Dragon, he did the American names like Cobra Command and Road Avengers.
Yeah.
Right. And he did what became Renegade, the Kunio-kun games. I mean, they were his.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, he was not very old when he was producing that stuff.
I know.
Early 20s.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. Yeah,
But
sorry to
yeah,
hear
man,
about it. It really, really kind of sucks.
creator of some
Oh,
big games like the Kunio Kun stuff, Double Dragon, Super Dodgeball, Road Avengers, Cobra Command. Did some of the WWF games apparently.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sucks.
definitely. All right. Let's talk about some video games that we've been playing. Greg, you want to kick us off
Sure.
here?
So, two games I played this week. One is the one that I'm streaming. So, as I mentioned before, I stream on Twitch Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I've also started streaming co-streaming, multi-streaming to my YouTube channel. So you can watch those streams there as well. And I previously finished Don Quixote on the Pioneer Laser Active. And so this past week, I started a new game on the 3DO. Well, not a new game. I began a new game for the channel on the 3DO. Flashback. The game Flashback from Delphine Software, which originally came out on the Genesis. I think it was a Genesis original. It might have been on a PC, a computer before that. I don't know. But sort of came to a bunch of other systems. It came to the Super Nintendo. It came to the 3DO. It came to the Sega CD. It went to PC as well, I believe. And it's just sort of, your sort of standard side-scrolling Prince of Persia style run, jump, shoot game. But really, really, really well done. It's got a very cool sci-fi theme. It's very Invasion of the Body Snatchers, actually, now that I'm saying that. But yeah, so I'm playing the 3DO version, which is really good. But the optical disc versions of this game that subsequently came out after the cartridge versions, this game is really heavy in story and cutscenes. And on the Genesis and Super Nintendo, they were like polygon real time. Well, they were meant to look real time. I don't know what they were, but they were real time cutscenes using polygons. And they were very, flat shaded polygons. They were very rudimentary looking, but they fit the look of the game.
Yeah.
And on Sega CD and on 3DO, they've been replaced with very 1993 CGI. And it's bad. It's really bad. And so I had never really played through the optical disc versions of this game before. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play this one. And the other thing that they've added is voice acting for everything. Obviously, wasn't on the cartridge versions. And again, I think it's 1993, very 1993 level of quality voice acting, which is to say, if they hired professional voice actors, boy, did they ever need a director, because it's bad. But still a great game. Like so fun to go back and play it. It's still very playable today. It doesn't feel old at all. Very simple control, only 3 buttons. But you're Conrad is the main character. He's still super versatile. I love it, man. It's really good. I'm really enjoying playing through it. I'm excited to continue my playthrough on it.
Okay.
So that was what I started. Again, on Thursday nights, I've been playing that. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, I've been playing Lunar, the Silver Star, and Shining Force. I think I'm about to get interrupted here, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
So maybe, I've been playing that, and I'll get to Darwin's Paradox. But like I said, I think I'm about to be interrupted. So maybe you should jump into your what you've been playing for a minute.
My what you've been playing. Okay. I'll talk about what I've been playing. Well, I loaded up the Kiln beta. So Kiln game from Double Fine, where you make pots and then you try to use those. You become like you possess the pot and you then try to collect water and put out your opponent's oven, fire, kiln. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the name of the game. You try to like douse your opponent's kiln, and it's a 4v4 multiplayer game. So they did an open beta of it, and unfortunately, it does not like my system. So they had an open beta on Steam. I downloaded it on the PC and attempted to play, and the game was running at 10 to 12 frames per second. And
Starbucks again?
I'm sure I would have liked it. No, this was Kiln
Okay.
from Double Fine, and it just does not like my system at all. It ran at 12 frames a second, so I was like, I can't judge it based on this, but I was not having a great time at 12 frames a second, I'll tell you. And the beta also didn't run on Steam Deck, so I was like, well, I think maybe I'll have to find a different platform to play this on if I want to play it. But a cool concept where, you create the little receptacle where you gather water and then try to put out your opponent's kiln. I like the look of it. I think it could be really fun. I just need to run it on something that gives me better frame rate.
I love that this whole time you've been talking about Kill and we're still watching footage of Flashback on the 3DO.
I know I didn't change that yet. Yeah, because I wasn't prepared.
Sorry,
Greg.
I just heard my aunt's chairlift coming down the stairs. I want to go see what she needed something.
Oh, okay.
So everything's cool.
That's cool. Do we want to continue with your?
Sure. So the other game that I've been playing just came out, and actually I just finished it before the show. Just came out this week, which was Darwin's Paradox. So we talked about this game previously. There was a Metal Gear themed demo that came out a few weeks back. But so Darwin's Paradox, basically just a side-scrolling puzzle game. And I'm totally going to forget the name of the games that this feels very similar to. But it's one of those games where like you never ever sort of leave the world. You're just on one long path, but each area you get into is kind of a completely new challenge. So, some areas it'll be like jumping puzzle. In some areas you're just trying to avoid, like early on it's a seagull and later on it's aliens. I mean, the whole game's about aliens.
Okay.
Some air levels you're like swimming, and when you're underwater, like there's just sort of standard puzzles that you have to solve sometimes, and other times you're being chased by like predators like a lanternfish or something like that. And so yeah, like it's very organic to begin with. But like when you later in the game you actually get into like this big complex and you're literally going room to room, and like each room is its own challenge. But it's so good. Like and the game just really goes places. It's legitimately funny. You just play as this little octopus named Darwin. You don't really have many abilities at your disposal. Like you can swim wherever you want, you can dash. If you're sticking to a surface, you can use camouflage to make yourself invisible. You can fire ink when you're underwater to obscure the view of like cameras or of enemies and that sort of thing. And you can stick to walls, and that's about it. Those are your abilities. Okay. And it puts you into these like wildly different scenarios. Like you start out underwater and you're just kind of avoiding like eels while you're swimming around, and use your ink to avoid eels and stuff like that. But then you get captured by UFO pretty early on and end up in like canned seafood, escaping a factory, a canned seafood factory. So a big part of the game is actually sort of navigating this factory, both internally and externally. Like you're in a junkyard for a while, so you're avoiding like seagulls, and then you get into this factory, and you're going around and you're kind of messing around with the internals of the place, trying to avoid getting noticed by the workers and that sort of thing. But then you also get into the machinery and you have to sabotage that. And like I said, it really goes places. You end up at the bottom of the ocean at one point, in a big like Martian headquarters. It's crazy. It's about 5 or 6 hours long. And I loved it, man. I couldn't put it down. Like I enjoyed this game so much. Again, can't believe that it's 2026 and an original Konami game is one of my jams, but here we are.
Well, they're just publishing it, right?
They are just publishing, but it's still a Konami game. So
that's absolutely,
it's made by a French studio. But anyway, and it's got the other thing too is it's the Metal Gear thing. I don't know if they pasted that in as an afterthought thought to create that Metal Gear themed demo. But
Hmm.
I mean, there is a fair amount of sneaking in this game, and they do use the Metal Gear alert effect when somebody sees you.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, and there's just a ton of other little references throughout the game, like especially when you get later into the game, into the buildings and stuff. There are a ton of set pieces that you kind of just crawl through, right? So you don't interact with them a ton, but there's always something in the background, and if you pay close attention, you can see a lot of references to like especially old sci-fi movies and stuff like that. And I even at one point was crawling through a pipe near the end of the game, and out of nowhere, there's just like a sticker on the wall that says LV-426, which is, of course, the name of the planet in Aliens. I had to actually, it took me a while to realize it's like, I know LV-426 from somewhere. But yeah, it was a reference to Aliens. But yeah, I mean, I know we're only halfway through the year, but I would say right now, like this is definitely on my, in contention for my top five games.
Wow, really? Oh my gosh.
I mean, I loved it. It's so good. I could not put it down. Again,
what did you think of the demo? Like, were you
I
were
loved the
impressed?
demo.
You loved the demo.
Yeah, the demo was
I liked
like
the demo too, but
I decided because of the demo, like I'm buying this game when it comes out. There's only like $35,
yeah,
Canadian, so it's not expensive. It is short, but it stays fresh the entire way through. It's constantly changing things up. If I have any complaints, there are a couple points in the game, and actually they're both to do with lanternfish. So when you get at one point you get really deep into the ocean, like into an abyss, and of course that's the predator down there is a lanternfish, and you have this chase sequence where he will keep coming into the foreground from the background. So he's sort of swimming around in the background, and then he'll come out in the foreground and he's trying to chase you, and he's way faster than Darwin is. But there are all these little narrow passages in this whole circuit that you have to, swim through as fast as you can, where the lanternfish can't get through. So it'll like chase you to that passage once you go through, and then it'll swim into the background again, and then it'll come out to try to attack you where you are, right?
Okay.
So it's not stuck perpetually, it's just stuck for a second. And so it's a cool idea, but you're kind of frantically dashing the entire time. And so at least I found it really hard to get the lay of the land. And so I had to do that section over and over a few times. So then you get through there, and then later on, when you're in this big lab, and they totally, sort of tell you this is about to happen. Because at one point you go through this laboratory area where there's a bunch of glass like fish tanks in the background, and they're all just filled with the predators you've been avoiding during the underwater segments, right? It's like, oh, something's going to go down here. And it does eventually. You flood the place, and of course when you flood the place, all of those things open, and you get to a point where you come into this big sort of open water area with all these fish tanks floating around that are open, and the lanternfish attacks you again. And there are also eels that you have to worry about as well. And like the area is big enough that you kind of have freedom to go wherever you want, but you don't know where you're supposed to go. And the lanternfish is so fast, and he doesn't recede into the background as quickly in that segment as he did previously. So it's really a lot harder to avoid him. Plus, you have to slow down every now and then to shoot ink in order to obscure the view of the eels so that they don't eat you as you swim by. Okay. And it got a little frustrating. Those two sections in particular were a little frustrating, but not so much to the point that I wanted to put the game down. I was cursing at it a little bit, but I didn't want to put the game down. So I mean, it didn't ruin the game by any stretch of the imagination, but they were definitely two sticking points. But otherwise, for the most part, yeah, loved it. Like, highly recommended. It's not expensive. Check out the demo. I don't know if the demo is even live anymore. Now that I'm saying this, so if the demo is still live, you should check out the demo, because the demo is a great example, and it is a few levels from the proper game.
It is actually levels from the game. Okay,
yep.
I thought it was completely separate.
No. Oh. So you'll get a really good idea of what you're getting yourself into. But even with that demo, you are not experiencing all the play mechanics you're going to experience if you play the main game. So
Okay. Well.
Anyway, yeah, fantastic game. Highly recommended it. Recommend it is what I'm trying to say.
Cool. I might have to pick it up.
You should. Yeah. And that's it. That's what I was playing this week.
Alrighty. Well, I already talked about Kiln. I am looking forward to it, and I hope it reviews well because I love Double Fine games, and I want them to have a hit. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice. But so I'll probably play it a little more when it actually comes out. But I have also been playing. I loaded up the Reanimal demo.
I don't know what this is. I love that we're seeing your live search here, though.
Search, yeah. So played a little bit of Reanimal. So Reanimal is from Tarsier Studios. They are a new studio, but it's some of the same people that did Inside and what's that other game? So it's very Darwin's Paradox.
I was going to say Inside's one of the games I was trying to remember the name of. Yes. Yes.
But they also did Little Nightmares. It's,
okay.
Tarsier did Little Nightmares, and they spun off. They're no longer doing Little Nightmares. So Little Nightmares 3 was developed by a different studio, and they did Reanimal instead. But it pretty much is like a Little Nightmares game. Anyway, I played through the demo. My daughter and I were kind of looking for like a cooperative game that we could play together. And she's been really into horror stuff recently, in part because we played through Silent Hill F together. And so I was like, well, I've heard good things about Reanimal. Like, let's download the demo and see if she likes it or see if it's something that we could play together. So we did. I downloaded it on Switch 2. We started playing it, and yeah, it's a very like atmospheric, sort of tense, like foreboding horror kind of thing. Like you're going into a lot of environments where like these giant people are like walking through, like they're not yet attacking you, but you can see that they're there. Okay. And there's also like a little bit later in the demo, there's like this area where you have these enemies that they look like they're humanoid, but they're like skins of humans. And then they like wake up and start attacking you. And it's like humans that don't have any bones or anything. It's just like they're slithering around on the ground. And so a couple moments where both of us had some jump scares because like you pick something up and then all of a sudden people are chasing you and you have to run and get out of there. Or there were a couple situations where like you have to choose a path. Like, do you go up the ladder or do you go to the side instead? And so the first time I went up the ladder and my daughter went to the side and we died.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, we'll do this together. Like, and then the second time through, I didn't go up the ladder, but my daughter went up the ladder. So I got eaten by the giant that was chasing us, and she escaped. And so we had to like remain on the same page. They have, they have a system where you can't get too far from each other, otherwise the screen starts to dim, and you're gonna die if you don't stay together. But yeah, a really interesting game, really interesting demo. You can save your progress in the demo. So we when we finished the demo, I was like, oh, let's get the full game and we'll start playing. Because oftentimes games that let you save during the demo will like transfer the save over to the full version.
Yeah.
So after downloading this, we load up the full version. There's no save transfer.
Oh no.
It's like, oh no. Here we are, like we've started the game, we're in the mood for this, and then now we're gonna have to replay the area we just had done.
That kind of sucks.
And both of us were like, I'm not really feeling it right now. We'll pick it up another time. So this week I'm looking forward to playing more Reanimal when Charlotte's with me. So yeah, it should be really fun. Atmospheric horror game, co-op horror game. I'm down with that.
It's your bag, baby.
it's could be fun. I've heard good things. So, and then I also got a game from our good friend Mike called Super Battle Golf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard anything about this game at all.
Yes. Well, I've heard about it from Mike.
You heard about it from Mike.
Yeah.
It's a Friend-Slop game.
What the hell is a Friend-Slop game?
Well, Friend-Slop is the genre terminology where
It freaks me out when you use these terms that kids use.
Where the game isn't the big draw. The big draw of it is you're spending time with your friends, and the game.
Oh, so it's like that climbing game you guys were playing.
It's like Peak, yeah. Peak,
okay.
Which is a great game, but yeah, that game kind of personifies the Friend-Slop genre. Okay. And honestly, like Peak is a really good game, and so is Super Battle Golf. We played 9 holes. He gifted me this game. I normally gift him like the shitty multiplayer games that I want to play. So he gifted me a good one. And so yeah, you play at the same time. It's a golf game, but everybody in the lobby is shooting at the same time.
Okay.
So there's no like waiting for your friends to line up their shots or anything. And
it's like absolute chaos.
Yeah, you can get power-ups, and those include like guns and little freeze rays, and you can get little carts to you drive around in, or you can get like an explosive driver, which really like shoots the ball super far. And it's a pretty chaotic game. We only played it with 2 players, and it was already fairly chaotic with 2, but I think you can have up to like 5-6 players in the game at once, maybe more than that. And that would be real chaos. But so far, very fun. I do enjoy a good golf game, and this is a good golf game, plus shooting and trying to sabotage your friends. So,
God,
part of that is you don't want to take a whole lot of time, like lining up a shot, because you know somebody is right behind you, or like putting the crosshairs on you with their elephant gun or something like that. It's chaotic. It's very very interesting that way. So, wow. Yeah. Okay. So I played some Super Battle Golf. And that's it. Yeah. That's all I've been playing.
Okay.
So I guess it's time to head to blue skies.
Blue skies. Blue skies. I see. There you go.
Yes. There you go.
That's all I got.
Let's do this one from our good friend, Mr. Nelson, who says, Greg's been posting games that define his gaming taste, and he's got some first-generation Genesis bangers on there.
Bangers.
It reminded me how much I wanted a Genesis. I haven't had that feeling in decades. I know I am old, but could it also be the diminishing returns of modern console generations?
I think it's both. I don't think that because modern consoles feel way more iterative now than they once did.
They really do. Yeah.
I think that it is true that there's a bit of a diminishing return there, that the launch lineups aren't as exciting.
And when you were going from the NES to the Genesis, it was like going from simpler graphics to arcade quality.
Right.
Like the fidelity was very different, and the types of games were pretty different.
Yeah, exactly. So,
now it's pretty much the same.
I mean, yeah, there are improvements. I mean, a PS5 game does generally tend to objectively look better than PS4,
but it's not the leap. But it's not a leap. Yeah, that we had prior to this.
So I think that's part of it. But I also think, I know Mr. Nelson is around our age.
Yes.
And there's a lot of nostalgia here as well, and especially looking back at stuff like that, like when the Genesis came out, I was 13. So I didn't, it's not like I had a ton of disposable income So we're all, those of us that were that age when those systems were coming out, we're reading magazines, we're looking at screenshots of games we can't play. A lot of it
Yeah.
was like, I would say, like the Neo Geo effect, where
Yeah.
you'd have this extremely expensive console that there was just no way most of us were ever going to buy, right?
Yeah.
Like it just was out of reach. But boy, did the games look good. And so, you get older, and before the used market blew up, or now you have emulators, and you get to finally play that stuff and own that stuff. And so, I think it scratches a nostalgia itch. There's definitely, I know there's just definitely some of that there with me. Like a lot of these games that I love because of how they made me feel when I was a teenager.
Absolutely.
Right. So
Yeah.
as we're pushing 50. So, but I don't think you're wrong about the diminishing returns on modern consoles.
Yeah. And now if you have FOMO as an adult, you can just go buy the thing.
Right. Well, you used to be able to. Don't know about that now. They might all be, the shipments might be sitting in a strait somewhere in the Middle East, but
that's true.
Yeah.
Blockaded by somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never owned a TurboGrafx, and I had a bit of I would always see the screenshots and be like, oh man, Bonk's Adventure. Like, I love platforming games and wanted to play those games so badly, but wasn't able to. And even Neo Geo, it's like, oh man, Blues Journey just came out. That's a platformer on the Neo Geo.
Right.
I'll never get to play it.
The screenshots looked amazing.
They did look amazing.
Yeah.
I bought it later on Arcade Archives, and that game sucks.
Yeah.
Not very
I know the Neo Geo is kind of a crappy example, because the early Neo Geo, I know some people love the early Neo Geo. There was a point where SNK made games other than fighting games.
Yeah.
And early Neo Geo is where a lot of them lived. And yeah, I remember finally getting my hands on some of those games. Like Magician Lord was the one. All the magazines loved Magician Lord.
Yes.
And it was just like, I finally played it and was like, oh man, like I can come up with 10 games that are better than this on the Genesis just off the top of my head. Like, this is not a great game,
but
some of them were really
the visuals, man.
But they looked great. Yeah.
Playing the arcade and at home.
But the Turbo is a really good example, because even then, like, not like the Turbo was an expensive system.
No.
But it just wasn't as ubiquitous as the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the Genesis as well at that point.
Most places didn't rent Turbo games.
Rent them. Didn't know anybody owned one. I knew one person who owned one. So I did get to play, but they weren't really big into games, and they couldn't rent games anywhere. So like, if they didn't buy it, we weren't playing it. Right. So like, my first introduction to the TurboGrafx 16 was Keith Courage, because my friend had Keith, because everyone had Keith Courage, and boy, that game was garbage.
Game.
Yeah. And Military Madness, which was good. But the reason they owned it is because they weren't like a video game family, but his dad loved Military Madness.
Oh,
so his dad bought the game to play it, and that was it. Those were the games they owned for their TurboGrafx 16. So yeah,
all right.
So it was years before I got to play anything else on it.
See, huh?
But just expensive enough. It's not like we had the disposable income to go out and buy one, just on a whim, right?
Right.
So
yeah. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias New York Badger, who says, what happens to gaming as a hobby when consoles start releasing at $1,000 dues? At that rumored cost, can a potential PlayStation 6 afford to not be an open system, a la Project Helix and the Steam machine?
Oh, man. I don't know. I do worry about this as far as the games industry is concerned. I feel like there was that article we were talking about last week or the week before.
Last week, yeah.
Where console games were having real trouble drawing in new players, right? Younger players, because a lot of them play on their phones and a lot of them play forever games.
Yep.
So,
they're already playing on the platforms that they already own and are not interested in moving platforms.
And when you add the barrier of entry, when you raise the barrier of entry to $1,000, which, by the way, it's already at in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
I mean, it's basically already at that in the US too.
Right. I mean,
once
for all intents and purposes, Once you're
taxes.
approaching that, it doesn't matter that you are $1,000. If you're approaching $1,000, that's enough,
Yeah.
right? I do think it's going to hurt. I really do. I think I keep waiting to see when that tipping point is going to happen. I don't want it to happen because I want the games industry to thrive and be successful. I don't want thousands of more people to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
But I mean, there has to be a tipping point here. And especially now with the cost of everything in the world going up for who knows how long. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be releasing a system that was $1,000 or more right now.
No, I mean, I think part of the question is also like, would the PlayStation 6 allow you to install other storefronts, which is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Project Helix, a Steam machine.
That would help.
I don't imagine Sony doing that.
Me neither.
And honestly, I don't think it's going to cost them anything, a competitive disadvantage to the Project Helix or the Steam machine, because I mean, I'd love to see sort of the numbers, but if you're the default OS that's installed on something, it's then like it probably drops down to like 10 or 20% of the people who are going to install another OS or storefront
Sure.
on the box. Like, probably people aren't going to go out of their way. Like, it depends how simple it would be to do all of that stuff or how integrated it would be to do all that stuff. I know Steam Deck has like a lot of launchers that allow you to put multiple storefronts on the thing, or you can install Windows on it. Like, yeah,
Heck, I stream my Xbox games onto my Steam Deck.
Yeah. But the vast majority of people who buy those are not going to do it. Like, it's probably a low percentage. So can Sony afford to have it not be an open system? I think they can.
I think
they have
will,
exclusive games, which they're already sort of moving back in that direction. That we've heard the rumors that their PC publishing is going to remain just service games and not single player narrative games. So like Ghost of Yotei not coming to PC, whereas Ghost of Tsushima did, like when they were doing that sort of experiment. So once they have exclusive games on their hardware, then that's not going to I mean, it's not going to encourage them to put to allow you to install other PC launchers on it. The question is going to then be, well, are people going to pony up the cash for Sony's exclusive games,
right,
when they can play them anywhere else? And like at this point, third-party games are going to be everywhere else. There's not really going to be the concept of exclusives outside. Well, maybe there will be if Sony wants to pay for them, but
but those are very, very few and far between at this point. I find
few and far between, or at least for a moment there, they got few and far between. Whether that means they're going to start doing that again or what, like for the next generation, I don't know. And it also calls into question, Sony spending hundreds of millions of dollars on these single player narrative games to sell their $1,000 consoles. Like, is it going to be enough? Like,
I worry about it.
Let's say Intergalactic is an exclusive on the PlayStation 6. Are we going to pony up $1,000 to play the next Naughty Dog game?
Personally, probably not. I think really
it's going to be hard not to.
If you're going to remain a console gamer, like, I don't know that we really count here because we've both been early adopters.
Yeah.
Forever. Right. And I mean, this show generates a little bit of revenue that helps to pay for some of these launch systems as well.
That's true.
But
if we didn't do that, we probably wouldn't all have all the consoles.
But that being said, that yes, for most of my life playing video games, if a new system comes out that I really want, I buy it. Right. And since probably my early 20s, I would buy all the new systems, not just one. Like in my teens, I would have to pick one, right? Like I bought a Genesis. I waited a few years I waited till like 93 to get a Super Nintendo. I bought a Saturn. I waited a couple of years before I bought a PlayStation, right? But then by the time PlayStation 2 rolled around and I was in my 20s, I was making decent money, bought a PlayStation 2, bought an Xbox, bought a GameCube, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think for the most part, the real audience comes from the people who would wait until critical mass had hit, where it's like there's more than one or two big games I want to play on this thing that I need to own the system for.
Yeah.
It needs to be a library that's built up that I really want to play. And now I can justify the system. Now, what was different back then, of course, is that the system price would go down. So not only is the system cheaper, it's got an installed library, and
You
one
buy
of the
some of
ways
those older games at a discount.
that are cheaper as well. Exactly. So now one of the ways they've offset that is, game streaming is great. Of course, it's an extra cost. Backwards compatibility used to be like the exception to the rule, but now all three of the main consoles are backwards compatible with the previous generation.
Yeah.
Like, no question, everything works, right? And I think they're going to, as the prices keep rising, they're going to have to definitely keep leaning on that.
Yes.
Because
being
people
able to
aren't moving
bring
to the
your
new
library
system.
forward is going to
Right.
become such an important thing. And
Well, I mean-
PlayStation 6, they're going to have to allow you to
absolutely. But
PS4
and streaming,
or 5
and streaming
forward.
helps with that too.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, even tonight we were talking about was it Tomodachi Life and what was the other Switch game we were talking about?
Groove.
Yeah. Being Switch 1 games.
Yeah.
Well, Switch 2's been out for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's weird, man. But we saw the same thing
Switch
happening.
2's been out for only a year. Not even a year. No.
Sorry, I thought it was. Either way, though, it's weird, right? That's not how it used to be. But we saw that with the PlayStation 5 as well. We saw that with the Xbox Series X as well, right? So
I have to imagine we'll see some of that with.
I think the lines are going to get blurred. I also think that probably has a little bit to do with what Mr. Nelson was asking too, is that diminishing returns doesn't help that they have to focus on the previous generation console because the uptake on new consoles isn't as high anymore.
Right.
So, but anyway,
you want to get your game to the widest audience possible. And if that means you have to support the previous console to do it.
But that's the thing. When we're in an ecosystem where the console prices aren't going down, the game prices aren't going down.
No.
That critical mass is even more important. Critical mass of exclusive content is even more important. And like you said, I think we're seeing fewer and fewer third-party exclusives because it doesn't make financial sense for the third parties.
Right.
Like, you'd need to pay them a lot to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. It's in a weird place. Like, console gaming is in such a weird place right now. And I'm not smart enough to know how we're going to get out of it or what's going to happen next.
Right. Well, I think from a third party perspective, also, you want your game to be able to run on whatever the lowest hardware is going to be. So you're probably not going to make a lot of like huge bets on the next generation stuff, or you're at least going to want to make sure that whatever you're making also runs on lower powered consoles. So,
yeah, exactly. Which isn't new. I mean, that's happened for a long time.
Right.
Working in game development for a while there, when the PlayStation 2 was the number one system. If you were making a cross-platform third-party game back then, like the game we were working on, we were creating for the Xbox and the PlayStation 2, but we were aiming at the PlayStation 2 specs.
Yeah.
The game would have been better if we tailored it for the Xbox, but couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So that's not really new, but yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you want your game to run on the Steam Deck and whatever they do a PlayStation 6 handheld, like, is rumored to run at a lower spec. Like, yeah. All right, let's do this one from our good friend Bill Mudron, who says, "How do you guys spend your Sunday nights as kids? Were you the kind to start fretting about the end of the weekend and the impending doom of Monday morning, or did you hang back and just try to enjoy the free time you had?"
When I was really little, I have very strong memories of Sunday nights. When I was really little.
Oh, yeah?
Because Sunday night would be bath night. So I would take my bath. And then I was living up at my aunt's place at the time. I would come out and she would make me a snack, which was saltine crackers, Very specific. What the heck are the pickles called? They're the sliced pickles, bread and butter pickles
Okay.
is what we called them, and slices of cheese. And I would sit and watch TV, and it changed through the years. There's usually Wonderful World of Disney, whatever was on that week. I think Fraggle Rock was on Sunday nights
Oh
for a
yeah,
while
it
there
was.
too.
Yeah, on HBO.
Um, those that wasn't HBO here, but those were the main ones. I think it was CBC here, but those were the main ones. But I would take my bath, sit and eat my snack, watch one of those shows, and then go to bed. That was my Sunday
That's
night. I
fun.
never ever worried about Monday coming. That was never a thing for me.
No, I never ever worried about Monday either. My parents were news junkies, so we watched 60 Minutes on Sunday nights. And then, yeah, The Wonderful World of Disney, or if there was some other movie on Sunday, we'd watch that. And
Nice.
maybe the news after. There would definitely be a bath or shower night happening. And then, get ready for the week. It wasn't that big a deal. I didn't stress out. I never stressed out about Mondays.
Yeah, me neither. I do
Yeah.
now, but I
I do
didn't
now
then.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want the weekend to end.
No.
All right. Let's do this one from hacker alias Poodoo Racer, who says, are there any genres you wish you were better at? I'm very envious of people like Greg who can play racing sims competently.
I would love to be better at fighting games. I would love to be better at bullet hell shooters. I would love to be better at Souls likes, because those are all genres that interest me and all genres I really suck at. I used to be good at fighting games because I played them a lot back in the 90s, because everybody played them a lot. But yeah, that's not me anymore.
Right. Yeah. I wish I was better at Souls likes, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably multiplayer shooters. So there was a time where I would try something like Marathon.
Yeah, I don't even consider them anymore.
Now I don't want to.
Nope.
Like Arc Raiders, I tried because I had heard like you can play it as a sort of pacifist and not shoot at other players and not have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what attracted me to Arc Raiders. But like playing a first person shooter like Marathon or like High Guard or like, anything else, like
so much.
I'm scared to. And it's not, I guess it's not that I'm scared to. It's just I know that I'll be bad at it and don't want to have to put up with the fallout of that.
Yeah.
Yep. Once you've been told that you suck in a shooter once or twice, it's like I no. Yeah. I also wish I was into racing sims because I think that'd be a fun genre.
Racing sims are expensive.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this one from hacker alias Namava, who says, bit open-ended, but what would a Nintendo developed 3D Sonic be like? Would it focus on speed or exploration? Alternate routes, less emphasis on story? Just a random question that came to mind. What would a Nintendo developed Sonic game be like?
3D Sonic game be like? I don't know. Speed.
Shorter levels.
Yeah.
They definitely have shorter levels. I think there would be a divide. There would be levels focused on speed and levels focused on exploration. There would be like themed levels. So they wouldn't be combined into one level where there would be speed and exploration. They would be divided. The story would be very thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be a very interesting idea.
I think it would be cool to see. I think
they do.
There was a time there where Nintendo was allowing basically previous rivals to tackle not their biggest property, like not Mario, but like Namco with Star Fox
Yeah.
and
No,
Sega
that
with
wasn't.
F-Zero.
Oh, that was Namco.
Yeah,
You're right.
Namco did
I'm
a Star
sorry.
Fox.
But also, what's the other company that did Star Fox?
I don't remember, but Namco was one of their big rivals back in the day.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
And Sega with F-Zero.
Yeah. Platinum Games.
And so it was cool to see. Oh, Platinum Games. So it was cool to see. Oh yeah, didn't they do
Star Fox Zero?
Oh, who did Other M? Tecmo. Team Ninja. Didn't they do
Other M?
Other M?
Was Tecmo.
Yeah. Anyway, it was interesting to see different companies' interpretations of Nintendo properties.
Yes.
Right? I think it would be really cool to see Sega let Nintendo tackle Sonic. I think it would be I think it would be really interesting. And honestly,
Sonic wouldn't talk, for one.
Yeah. For the up and down quality level of Sonic games over the years, I don't think it would hurt to give it a shot, to be honest.
That would be really interesting, yeah. But Sega has allowed, Christian Whitehead to make Sonic Mania.
Yeah, that's true. Right? I wish they would let someone do something like that again.
I know. I wish they would continue doing that, or Phantasy Star Online. Just let some of Sonic Team's games go to other developers.
Yeah.
Let them do it instead. Yeah. It could be really interesting. Yeah. And as Zogmorp says in the chat, it would have to be a Mario Sonic crossover co-op game. That would be interesting. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, besides the Olympics.
Do a regular game that's Mario and Sonic teaming up.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. Yeah. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on your blue skies, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information, and you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on the show. And there's also a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on youtube.com/P1Podcast. Or you can watch us live most weeks on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Just follow the Blue Sky account to find out when we're doing our next live show, typically every Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So join us, won't you? I love that, CJ. I love watching you do the math in your head every time I say that.
I know.
Did you get that right? I got it right.
You got it right.
And if you like
Pacific time, damn it.
I know. That's why I'm so happy I took this over. And if you like what you heard and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. It helps us keep the lights on and do all the stuff we normally do every week. If you're a subscriber of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you gain special access to a weekly bonus episode. We record it live after this where we play games crack-wise, do all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ.
Yeah.
Do we have a game this week?
Well, of course we do. Greg? Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
That's vague.
Yeah. No, we're gonna do a little review game.
Okay.
Here from we'll do April 1996 EGM and see how that goes.
All right. That's what we're gonna do. And hey, if you have a few bucks left over, please support me on patreon.com/Greg Stewart. $3 gets you early access to all my new videos. There is the latest video that just came out to the public this Saturday, actually, yesterday, as we record this, about the games I finished in 2025. You know, that's the video
4
you
months
want to
into 2026.
Shut up. Thank you so much for listening to us. CJ.
Yeah?
Thank you so much for hosting this week.
Thank you, Greg. Wait, can we alternate hosting jobs?
No.
week on. We'd do a little week on, week off.
No,
here?
it really feels like that way we would miss an episode every other week. So
Possibly.
I appreciate you, CJ.
I appreciate you too, Greg.
Aw. And thank you, dear listeners, again for tuning in every week. We really do appreciate it. We have a great community, and we enjoy hanging out with you every Sunday night. Of course, I could use some crackers, pickles, and cheese to go with this, but
You should go upstairs and tell your
I'll
mom
make
to do it to make
Yeah.
that for you.
yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.